Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sold Exclamation Point. What do we got here today? Last couple days, I've been going through my ricochet injury. So I have a bad back, like a lot of people do. And right before the national, I injured it pretty bad. Doing nothing, by the way, just standing and walking, and then I got hurt. So I go to the doctor and I get this like steroid. So I was taking it a little before the national, and I took it during most of the national week. And so what happens is when I get this medication, I feel great. Nothing hurts. So I'm out there, I'm moving stuff, and I'm running upstairs, and I'm just doing all sorts of crazy stuff. And what happens though is then when I go off of it. Now, in theory, I should be good for a while, but then I get a sciatic problem because I've done way more work than I'm usually doing, and so then I get a usage injury as a ricochet off the back medication. So, fortunately, I don't have to get more Advil taking care of most of the problem, and I think I'm pretty much over it now. But had a nice little 3 days of not being able to move too well. We had a cool day, had some cool stuff sell. Saturday, I'm going in to see the banker, and this call is bad. I'm I'm going to see the banker, and we're going to do a home equity line of credit or a HELOC, and that should be all I need for the store. So 30 days, maybe 30 days plus, I will be out there looking for a space and moving on with the store and setting up. So hopefully I can, I don't have anybody to shoot video, but hopefully I can get some people to help shoot some video of being in the space and working on it, so I can kind of do an update on what it looks like and how quick I'm able to set it up. So I would think that would be more interesting and more fun, and it would be cool for me and my daughter and my wife to be able to look back on that and go, oh yeah, I remember, all that stuff. So hopefully cool for the people watching, but then a recordation of events for my own family. So that would be pretty cool. Let's get into the sales. First up, bam. A client of mine got in a bunch of these commemorative baseballs. Some of them were photo balls and stuff. So what I did was I did a variation listing for the win. This is the second ball I've sold out of it. I've done this before with pucks. I really like variation listings for this stuff. I don't like using up a single listing for every single ball. They're relatively linked together. We got 15 for this guy. Though a big problem with variation listings is you can't take offers. But if somebody wants to buy 3 or 4 balls and you're willing to give a deal and they want a deal, they'll ask. They'll say, hey, can I get a discount if I buy like these 5? And then what you can do is you can pull those 5 off and make a special listing just for that customer. I've done it, I don't know, a few dozen times over the years where I just kind of plot together a lot and make a special listing. It's usually because they're international, and so they go, well, the way eBay does it is if you buy 3 items from me and you're in Italy, they're going to charge you an individual charge for each of the 3 items. You can't combine the shipping. And so as long as the customer contacts me, we agree on a shipping price, and I feel that their English is strong enough where they can understand what the agreement is. I've had a couple where the responses were like, I wasn't confident they understood what the agreement was, and it was just going to create problems. But vast majority of the time, if people are contacting you, it's usually their English is very strong. Otherwise, I would assume maybe you might be hesitant contacting an American buyer or American seller. Or it's a second language in which they're very good with English. So I've run into very, very rare occasions where I won't make the deal. Maybe twice, where it just seemed like I wasn't real confident that they knew what deal they were agreeing to. And so, one, I don't want to trick them. I don't want to trick them into agreeing to something that they didn't agree with. And two, it's just going to cause problems down the line. It's not really, you might put together the listing, they buy it, and then they go, this is too much, too much shipping or too much. And you're thinking, well, we agreed to that price. That's what I do with that. But then you can do the same thing with your variation listings with offers. Come to an agreement through the messaging, make a special listing. I literally write special listing in the title. I put star, 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 special listing, star, star, star. And then I don't really describe the lot all that great. I'm just like 5 twins items, super generic title. And then in the description, I just write special listing for a buyer. And then I'll put as agreed upon or something like that. Never had a problem doing that. Maybe 3 dozen times I've done that. Never had an issue. And people are very appreciative that you took a little time out to do that. That was a long explanation. Next thing up, this little Gophers mini pennant with a pinback, probably from the 60s. It's a little stained up, real heavily creased. I didn't really charge very much for it, so $9 shipped on that one. Had it been in perfect condition, I might have put a 20 on it. I don't think, even in pristine condition, it's worth all that much. Longoria, this is the hot pack refractor out of Prizm. It is a tier 3. I do believe that these unnumbered parallels still have the same rarity through the tiers, but I still only charged $1 for this. This is the only thing they bought, so $5, so $1 plus $4 handling and shipping. I'm still baffled by these sales. I have, a few hundred Prizm cards. You think they'd, people find 3 or 4 more. You buy 4 more, it's still only $9. I mean, it's a much better deal. Here's a cool card. It's the first sale out of one of the cards I bought from the National out of the dollar box. So I think my cost is about 60 cents on this one. Now, this is an average. This is a better card, obviously. But $14, Josh Donaldson, number to 25. Inception was a really nice product, really high quality product. It does not surprise me that these are still selling very strong. So 14 for that. Next up, we got this really nice Ohio University, Ohio Bobcat pennant. Got some fade, got some cracking, but will display extremely well, and has a really great mascot here. I'm a little worried about this one. While I was at the National, I got in an offer. So we got 40 for this one with the sale. I got in an offer for like $20, and on that Bobcats, and it was I don't have a lot of money. I have PTSD. I have all this stuff, and it's like I'm always wary of that. People that give that big explanation tend to be very high maintenance customers. Now, and then he was offering half off, so it wasn't a good, even close to a good offer. I responded with a 20% off, which is the best I'm going to give him on that. And so I offered 32. Comes back with, I don't know, I can't remember what it was, but it came back with like 22, and then it was, please consider this, which is fine. But then it was, I have PTSD and all this stuff, and I'm just like, decline, give me another offer, decline. On his last offer, he comes up to $32, and by that time, he's become very aggressive, and he's trashing the item, saying, oh, this pennant's not very good, and it's really bad. And it's just like, I'm not looking for the hassle of maintaining this customer. I've been down this road before, and what happens is some people get very angry that they have to pay what you want for your item, and then everything's a problem after the sale. And it's just the amount of time I'm going to have to put into dealing with whatever it is. And a lot of times what will happen is they'll get it and they'll send you a message going, I didn't notice that it was this crack. So like I put in cracking and faded. I didn't know it was that faded. I need another $20 off. And they get back to their first offer. They want to get it for the $20, and they're going to use the roundabout way, and then we got to deal with negatives. And it's just not worth the effort. So I declined it, and then I got a message, very aggressive, angry message about how he agreed to my $32 and how dare I decline it. And I was just like, okay. And so then yesterday it sold. And I actually blocked them. It just wasn't worth the effort. So I'm wondering if maybe I had a friend buy this one, and so if I get a negative on this Pennant, or if I get a complaint about condition and then they want $20 off partial refund, then I'll know what happened. But the other thing that could have happened was, because he was sending all those offers, every time he sent an offer, I believe it raises the ranking of that Pennant, and it puts it in front of more eyes. So he might have actually been helping me out in terms of selling the item, because every time he was giving me an offer, it made that listing more with a higher rank on eBay. So I don't know that, but I'm pretty sure of that. I've seen it many times where I'm getting offers a lot from maybe 2 or 3 buyers, and then it just sells. And I think that's just because it's going up in the ranking. Alright, Fighting Sioux. This is probably made right before they changed the logo. This is not old, but this North Dakota stuff is drying up big time. Got 29. So 29 for a basic tee. You're definitely looking for the big logo. That's pretty important. If it just says North Dakota, even if it was made while it was Fighting Sioux, it doesn't really count in terms of that type of value. So keep your eye out when you're out hunting. You got Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs minor leagues. Sweatshirt. We're gonna start selling sweatshirts and hoodies a lot more in the coming weeks. 31 for that. This was an old listing. So had I got this in now, it would have been priced a lot higher. But 21 shipped. It's all sewn, and it's got that. So I got 21 shipped, but I would actually price this at $29.99 now. For whatever reason, it didn't sell. I don't go back and update my prices when I make a philosophical shift in prices. So at the beginning of the year, I made a philosophical shift. I moved pretty much everything I have $5. So stuff that I was listing for 20, I'm now listing for 25, and so on. So that was just a older listing. This is really cool, something to keep your eye out for. This is just a blank satin jacket. It is vintage. Auburn sportswear, made in the United States. But it doesn't have to be a starter. It doesn't have to be what am I thinking of? Chalk line. It doesn't have to be chalk line. If it's in really good condition, usually they're brand new when you see them in the thrift. They're just blanks that came from old stock in a store, or people just had them and they were going to do something to them and never did. If you can get them for $5, we got 40 for that satin, which, in my opinion, if people knew that you could get them, I think they're probably close to $100. But right now you can still get them pretty cheap, even on the secondary market. Someone's probably going to take that and really trick it out and customize it. So that is most likely going to be the case. And I think we're done. So not a lot of items, but a couple of stories and a couple of things to talk about. So hopefully all goes well, and we can get going on the store in about a month, which would be great, because that means maybe I open in October, which, you know, I would have liked to have opened in September, but stuff took a lot longer than it should have. I'll take 4 weeks before Black Friday. I'll be happy with that. All right, so I'll see you later. Thanks for watching, and I will try to get another video up tomorrow. Have a great day.